This year, I ended a relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes. But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage. There was just something that did not connect. I felt that there was should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife. And so I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man.
Welcome to the S.Banks and the JD Network podcast. I'm your host, S.Banks, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JD.
What are we talking about today?
Modern women will leave 95% of men for this reason.
Imagine that. Imagine that. We
It's a
have
lot,
three
innit?
clips. We have three clips for you today. I'm going to waste no time. Let's find out the reason why they will leave. And you know, you got dudes on the edge of their seat. What's the reason? I'm playing. But here's clip number one.
Earlier this year, I ended a relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes. But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage. There was just something that did not connect. I felt that there was should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife. And so I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off, but when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain. So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection. There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband. And so I stopped trying to explain it and I just trusted my decision and I went on. But then I got an epiphany and it was just like, have you ever been shoe shopping and you saw a nice pair of shoes and it's like, ooh, I love the color. I love the style. The heel is the right size and it's a reasonable price. Like it's on sale and it's a good shoe. But then when you approach the shoe, you see that it's a size 6 and you need a size 7. Does it take away from the fact that the shoe is a good shoe? Does it take away from the fact that you're getting a great deal for the quality? Does it take away from the fact that the heel is still the right size? It doesn't matter. All of that still makes the shoe is still good. But if it's not your size.
Wow.
But if it's not your size.
She tried to drop an
joke.
analogy.
Yeah, or I don't know what she was trying to do, but that was terrible.
Okay, so this is what I took from that. I heard her loud and clear. So, in other words, the guy that she was engaged to didn't get the coochie splashy wet. She wasn't attracted to him.
There was no fountain, yeah.
So, no. And later on, he's gonna be worthy. Just now, because she thinks she's got options. Because a lot of women believe I have options based on the guys that are hollering, sliding up in my DMs, all of that ish, right? But for now, what we're seeing is that he ticked every single box according to her. This is not according to me. This is according to her, but he wasn't good enough. Sometimes men are looking at this and saying, you just can't win.
No, literally.
I want to say something more, but I'll let you chime in.
I will say this. She found a man that ticked all of the boxes apart from one. She won.
What was the box? What didn't he pick? What didn't he tick? Sorry,
Because there was no connection. It was BS.
Bullshit, Mr. Handman.
So some facade.
Because there was in her brain, no connection.
So she made up a something to disqualify him. Okay, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
She won, and now she's fumbled that bag because she dashed him away. I have a question. Why do lots of women think that the grass is greener on the other side. You think you're young and you still got it. You got guys in your DMs, however they're getting in contact with you, and you think you're the ish, right? When you've already got a guy right there with you that you say, that you claim is pretty much perfect, right? Because you didn't have no complaint apart from the connection part. So he's pretty much perfect.
Basically, he wasn't the bad boy.
Exactly. I was going to get into that.
Yeah, go on.
But you will say, oh, this guy is such and such. Let me look at my options over here because I think I've got so many options.
It's only one type of guy that she wanted. Now, this
bad
leads
boy.
me to
Pookie.
one of my points, right? Some women being in toxic relationships so long, they don't know how to live outside of those relationships. They don't, whether that be romantic or just normal cordial relationships. They deal with those kind of men. So when you're dealing with a man that has substance and quality, he demands more. He requires more of her. She doesn't qualify. So if anything, she believed that she pushed him to the side. He didn't lose. She did. She just doesn't realize that yet.
She done him a favor.
Yeah.
I tell you that for free. First of all, what is going on with that hair? I'm so sorry.
Yo, that one there was a violation.
I thought the same thing, but you
I'm
know,
not-
I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want to attack her personally. Want to use her as a template,
I
but
have to mention, like, why was... I'm not saying some people can have bad hair days. I get it. I'm sure in a couple of in these videos, I know saying my hair wasn't on
the
point.
thing what I'm pointing out.
I can admit that. Okay. We do a lot of videos and sometimes you have to rush. Okay. I'm just saying the hair was it was throwing me off. I couldn't
weren't
even,
voguing.
I couldn't even think.
There was
properly.
no Vogue, no?
No, it wasn't happening. But the fact that she is disqualifying this guy that is almost perfect in her eyes, and then you want to do a video of a fringe like that.
Let's not take the piss here.
Anyway, okay, let's stop talking about the hair. I'm just saying, I think personally, like you said, she's used to toxic relationships. I think she's used to pookies and ray-rays, and he wasn't cutting it because he didn't get the coochie wet, like what you already said earlier. And for me, I think that she has basically, she's obviously lost that guy, so she's fumbled the bag. Later on in life, she's going to regret that and say, oh, I had a good man. And we actually done a podcast before on another woman fumbling the bag. Hopefully,
Oh yeah, we've done that.
we
innit?
can tag that so you can
Okay.
watch a bit of that. But yeah, there's so many women that actually do it. That's the thing. You disqualify this good man. He's done nothing wrong. You described him to a pair of shoes, a size 6 and a
And
size
the
7.
analogy, did it even
Terrible.
make sense? Do you know what, right? I think she'd have got more respect if she just kept it 100. But she had to somehow find a way to justify her disqualifying this dude, right?
She couldn't think of anything though. That's why her family and friends questioned her. This man is good. You won. You're lucky because not a lot of women even get the opportunity to find good men, right? That's because they choose bad men, by the way. But I'm just saying, her family's questioning her. I'm sure lots of people in the comment section is like, wow, really? For that? You like bad boys.
I think she done a video, follow-up video, talking about, you know what, like it wasn't that, and trying to provide more context, but it is what it is. And I think this, right? A lot of women today, they thrive off of struggle love, right? Because when that real dude comes along, he requires more of them, right? And they don't qualify, they don't have that more to give back, right? Because that dude is coming with system, order, and structure. She don't know how to be feminine. She like, the man's gonna lead. If you're in it, speaking from a traditional perspective, the man's gonna lead, and he might be a great leader, but she's a bad follower, because there is that, right? So then that guy of quality, of substance, comes with system, order, and structure. And saying that segues me into this point, right? See, because all women, black women particularly, they are leaving relationships quicker than they're getting in them. They're divorcing quicker than any other woman, saying there's no decent men. You know, you got women, the Oprahs, the Sally Jesse, the Ricky Lakes, all of those women in the past selling the dream that there's no decent black men if he's not like most of them's gay or they're in prison
I saw they're
or
all single.
or they're deadbeat. I'm just saying what they do, right? So then women have been sold that dream. We now know, because obviously there's more male spaces that speak on behalf of men now, because women been having their platforms for how many years from the 90s, you know, saying that there's no decent this, no decent that. Now we're seeing data stats and men are having a voice. You know, the channels like this, men are having a voice saying, nah, this is the real stats. This is what's really going on. And the killer to it is this. Don't take my word for it. She just told you herself.
Exactly.
So you're getting a lot of women now
Look in front of you.
saying it right to you.
They're putting it on video. How do you not see it? How can you not see what's going on?
I'm saying our women. Now, I think our women, if we talk about our women like that they have a louder voice than the decent women. This is my thing. So then the stereotype of what people think of black women when they hear women like this, they just don't take you seriously.
I know.
They just don't take you seriously.
Make
The
us look
stereotype.
bad.
So then say the mainstream media and the powers that be push out a narrative of how they want the world to see black women. Those women there are louder than the decent women. So this is what the world thinks of you. Hence why they won't take you seriously.
Yep.
Because come on, you disqualifying. I'm not saying, now make no mistake. I'm not saying to you this is just a black thing. White women do it too. Asian women do it too. They all do it. But I'm just saying the magnifying glass is on you.
Yeah.
Come on. If she took accountability, that's why I said, if she just kept it 100 and said, you know what? He just didn't get the coochie wet. And for me, a big part, I have to be attracted to the guy. I have to be, you know, sexually attracted to him for me to go the distance. Even if we all thought, nah, there's more to life than that. I would have respected your honesty.
Yeah. I think there's a scenario. I think she possibly, let me go back a little bit. When I mentioned that a lot of women like to explore their options, sometimes they think that the grass is greener on the other side. I think a possibility is that she started talking to a Pookie and Ray Ray, and she found someone else who was more to her liking because she's used to a certain way of life.
Yeah.
And that's why she couldn't give a reason to why she's breaking up with him.
Or that's what she's used to. Struggle love.
Yeah, but I think women that do that and have that struggle love, do they tend to really leave the guy? They like the struggle
love. I think
love.
you're doing this. I think you're personalize it to what you think, but I'm saying based on experience.
It's asking a question.
Okay, and people answer that. What do you guys think? But what I'm saying is, I think that she's used to struggle love. Honestly, I know the signs. I know that's why I got what she was saying.
But I'm
what she really
asking
meant.
you too.
What's
So
the question?
in regards to struggle love, if a woman gets with a guy and they're struggling in their love, wouldn't she stay with him? Would she leave him?
No,
she likes the struggle love.
Because if you're in toxicity so long, this becomes normal to you. So then when you meet a guy that can pull you out of that, sometimes that world is normal to you. And when he's pulling you out, because I think even said in the Bible, right? Men save women from themselves, right? So then if that dude of quality and substance comes along and says, take my hand, I'm going to save you. Sometimes our women don't know how to be vulnerable. They're masculine, a lot of them, right? So then they don't know how to be feminine. They don't know how to be fit. So if he says, take my hand, he can't pull up her weight anyway because they're not being fit.
He cold.
They're not going to the gym. So if you're not taking care of yourself, then why would a man want to take care of you, right? On top of that, if you're masculine men don't want masculine women, right? So then there's a lot of damage that he has to deal with. But sometimes a lot of our men are willing, and I'd say the more my generation and the older generation was willing to deal with that. But now it's gone overboard and it's ridiculous at the point, so we have to walk away. That's why you got movements like the Passport Brothers that say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. This is why you're seeing so many new male space channels pop up, because this is what the thing is. Now, again, I'll say, I'm not saying to you that this is just a black woman problem. this happens in the white community. Every other community happens in. But I'm just saying the magnifying glass is on you.
Yeah.
But guys, that's some of my thoughts. Put in the comments, what do you guys think?